Hey everyone, welcome to our chaos. This room is sort of a smash up of everything going on in our lives. Off to the corner here that you can't see, we do have a bit of a computer corner for the boys to come do their gaming, that sort of idea. On the side we have a 3D printer. In behind me I have my laser engraver, laser cutter, which I really haven't used in almost really over a year. Crochet has taken over my world essentially. But a year and a half ago I started getting back into crochet. I did it quite some time ago. I used to do blankets, baby hats, that sort of idea. And then I decided to switch into crochet amigurumi. Gave it a go quite some time ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago. Just didn't work out. I got frustrated with it. I put it aside for a long time, and then a year and a half ago I decided to pick it back up and been doing it ever since, and I love it. Last year we started doing markets. I did 6 markets last year and had some good success with it. So we're starting again this year. Today is Thursday, so we're going to start packing things up and getting ready for this weekend. This weekend is our first market of the season, so very, very excited. It's going to be over 80 vendors where we're going, so it should be good. The people that are hosting this market do a fantastic job. I've been to 3 of their markets already last year, and they really try to limit what each person is selling so everybody can try and be as successful as possible. So basically going to try and clear out this corner right now. I have a lot in the closet that I did last year. I have a lot to still pack up, so we're going to get busy. So as I'm unpacking, kind of packing, I thought I'd kind of show you some of the things that I sell at my markets and what was really popular last year, and we'll see what sells this year. But I'm going to show you where it all got started when I went back into crochet amigurumi. I didn't start small. I started with this big old guy, and he's definitely one of my favorites. He is on my tables to sell, despite loving him so much. But it's so funny to see just in a year how far kind of I've come from where I started with this guy, and really it's just the tension. Even though he is super soft, he is super squishy, he doesn't have as much stuffing in him as I might use now, as well as just the size of the stitch itself. It is a little bit bigger than what he might be today when I did him. I have done another couple cows since I've done this big guy, and the same pattern, the same hook, the same type of yarn, and it worked out to be about half the size, maybe a little bit bigger than half of what this guy's size is. So he is squishable, he is for sale, but he is not what he would look like today if I was to make him again. Some of the more popular things are definitely the smaller items that I sell, and when I go into markets like the one I'm going to this weekend, which is in a neighborhood, we're actually setting up at an elementary school in the parking lot. And you get kids coming through with their parents as well as just on their own. A lot of kids are out on their bikes, and especially this time of year, it's so nice. So these little pocket whales are probably one of my biggest sellers, especially to kids, just because they're a good price point. They're not too expensive, so they can come and buy something with their own money. The second thing, these little mushroom pops, I didn't have a whole lot last year, but what's fun about these is they're almost like a little fidget toy, and they pop, which is super fun. Lots of people love them, really adults and kids alike. Love seeing those guys. This year that I didn't have last year, little bumblebees. So again, just a small little item that everyone loves. Another one are these guys. These little leggy froggies. They're so fun. They have the little long legs, super squishy as well. So a lot of people snag these up. Last year I did sell a couple of the bigger items. So we have some unicorns, with their long curly hair, which is fun to have. Another big seller that I had last year, these little mallards. These are probably my favorite thing to make, and if I had to continuously make one thing, this is probably what it would be. They're quick to make up, and they're just super cute. I'm a big fan of ducks, so that's probably why that's something that I would go with if I only had to make one thing going forward. But other than that, we have quite a few new things. Of course, always have the chickens. People love these chickens. They're super soft and squishy. I do change out my yarn. So this, I actually use blanket yarn, which is a little bit thicker yarn. Everything else that I make is with a soft chenille yarn. However, I'm having a hard time finding the yarn that I use. I usually buy all my yarn at Michael's. And the stuff that I use, they don't seem to be selling. I don't know if they're just having a big shipping issue or if they're discontinuing it. They've taken a lot of it off their website. I've asked, I can't get any answers. So if you're watching this and you do the same thing and you buy the loops and threads, let me know what you use, or if you've heard any word if they're discontinuing it. Because if they are, I gotta switch gears and gotta find something else.
So because I do a horrible job at picking up my camera to actually record during the markets, I'm just going to walk you through a couple of the photos that I have here. So this is the first market that we did of the year. This was the one that was at the elementary school. It was originally supposed to be outdoors, but because it was raining and just overly miserable outside, we were lucky enough we could pivot it indoors into the school. So we're set up here in the gymnasium. Despite this one being indoors, we still had quite a bit of traffic, which was great to see. I ended up selling about $175 worth at this market. Table fees were $40, so I was happy with the results at the end of the day. Now this was market number 2, and as you can see, it was outdoors, which was awesome. This one was actually a rain or shine event, so we are going to be outdoors regardless. I bought a new tent this year, and you can see it has the sidewalls on it as well. So last year I didn't have that. So knowing that I was going to have to do some rain and shine events this year, I ended up getting a new tent. This was the first time I have done this particular market. From what I was told, the foot traffic wasn't quite as high as it has been in previous years. We had about half the people walk through. Now there was still quite a few people coming through. It was Mother's Day weekend as well, and of course with it being so nice outside, I think a lot of people kind of stayed home maybe doing some Mother's Day things and didn't necessarily come out to the market. Table fees on this market ended up only being $25 because they do 2 markets a year. I signed up for both at the same time, so I was able to sign up for both for $50. This market, I ended up selling about $157 worth of items. So again, I made my table fees back, and it wasn't a complete loss. And it was a really nice day out. Had a lot of good conversations with the people that were walking through the tent. So next one is coming up June 14th. So I'm looking forward to that one, and I will do my best to actually take some video of the market setup as well as just throughout the day and seeing how the traffic is on that one.